Hey guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a first impression and wear test on the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation in L41, which is a neutral shade, and there are 30 shades in this range, which is 10 less than the Fenty Beauty foundation, which is the last foundation I reviewed. Let's open this up. Again, I got a sample because I wasn't sure how this would work. So here it is, a lot thicker. And the color is quite a bit different. This one actually does look neutral to me. And yeah, it's almost like a beige with almost like a gray cast to it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's a lot thicker. Wow. So this one is fragrance free. It just kind of smells like makeup to me. So hopefully this doesn't give my skin any issues. It is a matte foundation like the Fenty Beauty one. I mean, I've prepped my skin as well as I possibly can, as I did with the Fenty foundation. I have normal skin. It's not particularly dry, so we'll see how this goes. I'm going to use the same procedure as last time. Sponge on one side, Real Techniques Expert Face Brush on the other side. So let's just start. Woo. Look at that. That's not going anywhere. And I know this is supposed to be like super full coverage, so I don't know. The color already looks a lot better though. It's a lot less yellow. I would say that is matching my skin perfectly at the moment. I'm very impressed with that. That looks exactly like my skin. And it actually does not look too dry right now. So that's one side of my face done with the sponge. It looks great. Like, I can't really complain too much about that. If anything, I would say maybe it's accentuating a little bit of my pores around here, but otherwise it looks great. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side with the brush now. And the only reason why it might be accentuating my pores is because I forgot to prime my skin. I mean, I think that looks a heck of a lot better, but even on the brush side, I mean, it might look a little bit worse up in here, and maybe just slightly around here. but for the most part, this looks so much better than what the Fenty one did. Wow, and I didn't do anything differently other than the fact that I didn't prime my skin. I don't know, I think this looks quite a bit better. And maybe I didn't use as much product as what most people do. This isn't covering every little thing. I have a few freckles over here that are not completely covered. My scar, I can still see that. I can still see a few pimples down here. But overall, I think this looks pretty good. It's not like 100% perfect, but it's a huge improvement. So I'm just gonna kind of like use the damp sponge to pat product in a little bit more. I'll be interested to see how this wears throughout the day compared to the other one. It's funny to me how there's 10 more shades in a Fenty Beauty, but this one has a better pale shade for me. I don't know about you guys. I think the deeper shades are probably better in Fenty Beauty, just from what I've seen. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. I don't look orange at all. The shade match seems to be perfect. I mean, I know her concealer in L1 is perfect on me too. This seems to be about the same color, I'd say. I'm pleased. I don't even think I want to put any more on, to be honest. This looks fine. So I guess I will just update you guys throughout the day. Now this is supposed to be transfer proof. Let me just check that real quick. It feels sticky, that's for sure. It feels a little sticky. But I don't see anything coming off. It's also supposed to be waterproof. I'm not planning on going in any water today, but I mean, I guess that's a good thing if you are planning to go in water, if it actually is waterproof. So I'll check back in towards the end of the day. I got a late start today because I wasn't feeling very well, but I will still check in and let you guys see how it looks later. And hopefully it looks as good as this because I'm very pleased right now. I'll see you guys. Okay, I'm back. Before we get into how this looks and everything, I forgot to go over like a bunch of stuff at the start of the video because, like I said, I wasn't feeling very well, but I thought we could just, you know, sneak that in there now. So I did mention that this has 30 shades, so that's pretty good. It's not the most shades out there, but it's pretty good. It's $42 for 1 fluid ounce. 1 fluid ounce is standard. It is described as being full coverage and matte. It is formulated with 21% pigment. It's meant to correct discoloration, stop shine, hide blemishes. It's waterproof, fade-proof, transfer-resistant. It's also paraben-free, phthalate-free, sulfate-free, cruelty-free, fragrance-free, and vegan, and it is silicone-based. There you have it. Okay, so as for it being transfer-resistant, I went out earlier and I had sunglasses on, and then also I had glasses on now. It did transfer off of here, but I think that happens with pretty much everyone and every foundation, am I right? So I'm not going to hold that against it. But if we get back in nice and close, I think this looks pretty darn good. I feel like you can see my skin actually kind of like glowing a little bit through here. For a matte foundation, I wasn't expecting that because, like I said, having recent experiences with the Fenty foundation, I went into this a little bit like, oh no, is this going to look just as bad being a full coverage matte foundation? But my skin still looks fairly skin-like. I mean, I feel like no matter what you wear foundation wise, it's gonna look like something is on your skin, but I don't think that this looks that bad. The worst for me is right in here, and even that is not terrible. It did give me a little bit of creasing, and again, not terrible. So I feel like this looks great. The shade match, as you can tell, matching my chest and neck really well. I can't complain too much. I'm not a foundation person, I never have been. My skin feels comfortable. It looks good. I would definitely use up the rest of what I have. Would I buy this? I'm not sure, but I feel like I'm pretty happy with the way things are, and I would definitely recommend it. If you're interested and you can find a shade. So it is approved by me. It is light enough, and if you have any suggestions for things you would like me to try out in the future, I am open to it. Please let me know. Otherwise, I will see you next time.